It's shaping up to be a seat-by-seat and state-by-state election battle in May's federal campaign. The latest Freshwater strategy polling shows that while the coalition is in front in New South Wales, Victoria and Queensland, it's lagging behind elsewhere, particularly in WA. Will take us through this data. Joining me now is Freshwater Strategy Director Leo Shanahan. Leo, great to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Talk me through which state is looking strongest for the coalition at the moment and where Albanese is working hardest.
Yeah, well, I think Victoria is looking particularly strong for the coalition. The first time in a long time.
Yeah, such a surprise.
It's been, a real graveyard for the coalition in recent years, but they are coming back. A lot of people are talking about, the paucity of the government there, the Allen government, but also there is a general pushback against the federal government, and I think Labor strategists have to be careful just to blame the Allen government. There is a genuine push on in Victoria for the coalition. New South Wales is looking very positive as well, 2PP that's actually higher than Victoria, but the potential to pick up more seats in Victoria is a very good opportunity for the coalition.
Well, they're coming off a low base, to be fair.
Exactly. But if they can pick up those seats in Victoria, it then rolls on into New South Wales. And that's kind of really that path to victory that the coalition will then be talking about. In Queensland, they're doing very well, a 45-55 2PP in Queensland.
But fewer seats for them to pick up because the coalition, Queensland's already the coalition's strongest state.
Exactly. So where do they go in Queensland? There's a couple of those green seats to pick up, perhaps. Ryan was a definite candidate there, but hold Labor out. The problem for them at the moment, and where there was hope, and look, that's still there, and they'll have to push on, and this is why the campaign is going to matter, is Western Australia. Labor government there, the Cook government, held up extremely well, by and large, in the state election. Even though there was significant swing, actually, against the government, they just didn't lose that many seats. It was about,
And in a way, that's a reflection, isn't it, of the cost of living crisis, which doesn't seem to be biting WA as hard as the East Coast states.
Yeah, and it's a very good point, because when you look at right direction, wrong direction, which is a very good indicator of where people are at in the country, it's those states, New South Wales, 54% of people say they go in the wrong direction. 57% of people say we're going the wrong direction in Queensland. In Victoria, it's 64%. It
say the country's heading in the wrong direction.
Say the country's heading in the wrong direction. It's just an indicator of how hard people are doing it in that state and how unhappy they are with the government. In West Australia, it's only 53%. And whilst that's not significantly lower, it still shows that maybe West Australians aren't as unhappy as the rest of us.
Yeah. Now, housing, which is obviously closely linked, housing affordability closely linked to the cost of living crisis, also issues about high immigration, whether we've had too much immigration, putting more pressure on housing supply. So now tell us about older voters, because this is surprisingly a key issue that's coming up in your
among
poll.
Younger voters, the cost of housing and rent eclipses groceries as the top priority when it comes to cost of living, right? Among older voters, power bills are a massive issue. Now, that goes to priorities, fixed costs. You're an older voter, you probably own your own house already, or you have a larger proportion, but you're worried about those fixed costs. Younger voters are very worried about their future in terms of their ability to buy housing in the future for themselves and their family. Older voters, interestingly, are more concerned about availability than they are about cost of housing as well. And I think a lot of that's generational. It's, well, my family, my children won't be able to live in the same city as me. If you want me to move, where am I going to move to?
Or maybe in regional areas.
Exactly.
Might be the same state, but having a sea change
Younger
or a
people
tree
can
change.
move, they're more mobile, so they worry about the cost.
Yeah. So, Leo, based on, you've been doing a series of polls, monthly polls now. Where do you think this election's going? Are you going to, put your neck out? Because everyone is just saying hung parliament or minority Labor government. It's the safe prediction.
Well, I hate to be boring, but that is the prediction I would give at the moment. The coalition has had, a less positive few weeks. Labor's had a better couple of weeks. The Prime Minister was elevated very much in that in that hurricane and the cyclone situation. It wasn't a cyclone in the end, but so that helped him somewhat.
Bizarrely, because he spent it in Canberra, he wasn't even in Queensland. With the people battling the ex-tropical cyclone, but nonetheless, it did give him a boost.
I think what will happen, Sharri, is we'll get a good idea that in the next couple of weeks where that vote is starting to move, no doubt the campaign is really going to matter. And that's why campaigns do matter. The budget will be interesting. Queensland's a good example. You can throw giveaways at the electorate.
Yeah.
We saw in Queensland literal free lunches and bus rides. The electorate will take that, say thank you very much, but that doesn't mean they're going to vote for you.
Indeed, and we have started to see some of that free money with the promise of another $150 off power bills. I don't know who would believe it, seeing as the first $275 hasn't come off yet, but you never know, maybe people who don't watch Sky every night.
Thanks, Sharri.
Tune into the news. Leah Shanahan, great to see you.